Hello guys, my name is Kamil. I am 36 years old. I am half man, half Polish pierogi. I am 100% Polish and a very proud European. I have a PhD in economics. I have worked in a number of roles, including as an economist for the Central Bank of Poland in Warsaw, as an economic consultant for the World Bank in Washington, as a consultant for the United Nations in New York, and also as a banker at the HSBC Group in London. Most recently, I worked as a senior structuring officer at the European Investment Fund. In that role, I have been responsible for structuring deals with banks and investment funds in 15 countries in the European Union. I have deployed some 20 transactions, and I have oversaw the deployment of EIF, this is the European Investment Fund, resources of some 2 billion euros. We are expected to catalyze some 6 billion euros of private investments for micro companies, small companies, medium companies, scale-up companies, as well as startups. And right now, I am a senior regional representative of the European Investment Fund based in Warsaw. In that capacity, I am actually a bridge between the European Investment Fund, or wider, a number of EU bodies, such as the European Investment Bank Group, Polish policymakers, Polish government, as well as Polish financial institutions, such as banks, factoring companies, leasing companies, as well as venture capital funds and private equity funds. In my free time, I read a lot. I am also a big fan of Gampla. Gampla is a hobby where you build plastic model kits of massive Japanese robots, such as this one. I really recommend that hobby. It is very relaxing. I'm also a big Godzilla fan, and I read a lot of fan fiction. So I said that I am 36 years old. I do not know what exactly will I do in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, but I know exactly what I want to do after the next 20 years. So when I'm 55 years old, what I want to do is I want to be a professor. I want to be a teacher at a leading university in Europe. So my aim for the next 20 years or so is to have a number of experiences, have a number of adventures, and make as many mistakes as possible, so that not only will I learn through these experiences and through these mistakes, but in 20 years' time, I will be able to use my mistakes and to use those as case studies in explaining what not to do and what to do to the next generations of economists, financiers, policymakers, and leaders. Why do I wish to participate in Aspen Young Leaders Program, edition 2025? Insofar, my career was very ad hoc, it was very rapid, it was very fulfilling, extremely interesting, but I realized recently that I didn't have enough time to think. I am approaching a stage in my career where I'm becoming more and more relevant. What I say is becoming more and more important. I can see that people copy some of my decisions, some of my behaviors, and I'm leading teams. There are times where, even though this is extremely satisfying, it scares me, because I don't think that I am yet the leader that I want to be. What I want to know right now is I want to take a step back and I want to reassess what type of a leader do I want to be? What are my key values? What are my principles? How much of a compromise am I leading to make? These are the things that in this ad hoc environment that I find myself with plenty of fires that I need to put down, I don't feel like I have the proper time to reflect. And this is why, when I heard about the Aspen Young Leaders program, I was very excited, because it sounded to me that this few days and then the network, being part of the family of the Aspen Alumni Association, will give me access to people who can challenge me, I can challenge them, we'll have a safe environment, and within this safe environment we can freely express ourselves and take a moment to think of what are our values, so that we can, based on those values, execute a proper value-based leadership. What are your expectations from participating in the program? My expectations are the following. The fundamental thing that is important for me is that this will be a safe environment. What I mean by that is that this will be an environment where I can take off the political correctness, the I need to watch what I say straitjacket that I have every day, and I can actually talk about all the questions that I have. I can talk about all the difficulties that I have when I make decisions. I want to be challenged in this program. I want to be questioned in this program, but I also want to be heard in this program. And I expect that the other people who are participating in this program will be not only active listeners, but they will be active speakers, that they will also thrive in this safe environment, and they will also share their unfiltered thoughts and challenges that they face. And I have very strong expectations to the facilitators of the Aspen program that they will actually push the whole experience into that direction. I want to be very clear. I will have very high expectations of the facilitators on that program, that they know what they do, that they will not allow us to be complacent, and that they will push us into uncomfortable avenues even, but so that we can actually discover our values, talk about these values, have intelligent discussions about those, so that when I leave this space, I will know what my values are. I will know which one of those I want to really fight for. I will know what type of leader I want to be. And then with this, I can start the journey to go to the next level. How can you personally contribute to the program? Well, first and foremost, I can provide a lot of, supply of Polish pierogis. But on top of that, I believe that I have a very interesting experience that I can share. So I used to work in many different countries. This is United States, this is Luxembourg, this is UK, this is Poland, this is France. I have also worked in many different roles. So I used to be policymaker, I used to be an NGO guy, I used to work for banks, I used to work in strategy, I used to right now work in investing. So I can give this mixture of perspectives, and I would be really glad to share this. What I will also bring is that I will bring the extra push. I mentioned in my past points that what I'm really keen on is actually for us to thrive in the safe environment and share unfiltered views, unfiltered challenges, and benefit from this journey where you seek your values. This is what I want to do this program. So I will be very happy to help to push my colleagues to be very open and very transparent. And I'm looking really forward to do so.